Well, the Niners, they are, after losing a lot of major pieces in the offseason, some people are still saying that they could still have a shot in the NFC West, which is blasphemous. Let's talk football. Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are talking about the San Francisco 49ers, the biggest loser of the offseason. The 49ers, after losing half of their roster in the NFL free agency,
You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he got.
recently Kate cut off Nate, a YouTuber, during his reaction to Tom Brazi's every NFL fan's reaction to free agency. He said in quote, the 49ers are the number one team in the NFC West, while the Seahawks will come in last place. I mean, really? Have y'all seen your team? Which I'll touch on him in a second. I'll touch on that man because if he's watching this, I am sure that I'm gonna send this message out clearly in a hard fashion. But anyways, before we get started in this video, if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to do me a big favor and smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers. Well, first off, I'm going to address that man cut off Nate. Nate. I'm just going to call him Nate. Nate, my guy. Do y'all know what y'all lost last year, this season? You lost half of your roster. Half of that roster that went and took you to a Super Bowl a few years ago. Seattle had a better record than you did last year, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But also, last time I checked, Seahawks right now have more depth than the Niners. I'm looking at that fact. And the 49ers, before y'all come in to argue, I want to share something. And I feel like this needs to be assessed. So, the York family, we know that they have owned the 49ers since 2000. Ed York and also along with the York family. But let me decipher a little bit of history here from those years. Allow me to pull those up on the screen. I talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again. The 49ers total record since 2000 have been 195 wins, 208 losses, and one tie, with only having two 500 years, which were both 8-8 seasons before the NFL moved it to 17 games a year. Also, they have 14 losing seasons and only 9 winning seasons, 6 NFC West titles, along with 7 NFC title games, which only 3 of them they have won. They've had 3 Super Bowl appearances and no true championship ring to show for it. Also, they've had 8 different head coaches, and those include Steve Mariucci, Dennis Erickson, Mike Nolan, Mike Singletary, Jim Harbaugh, who's now with the Chargers, Tim Tomsula, Chip Kelly, and Kyle Shanahan, along with having 20 different quarterbacks, Jeff Garcia, Tim Ratty, Ken Dorsey, Alex Smith, Cody Pickett, I don't even know who that brother is, Trent Dilfer, Sean Hill, Chris Winicky, JT O'Sullivan, Troy Smith, Colin Kaepernick, Blaine Gabbert, C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins, Jimmy Garoppolo, or as I like to call him, Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen, Joshua Dobbs, and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy most started throughout the year. Now let's do a comparison to the Seahawks, shall we? Since y'all are saying that, and especially you, Nate. The Seahawks since 2000, to complement this stat that I just showed, here's the Seahawks side. They have had 229 wins, 174 losses, and only one tie. They've had 7 losing seasons, which is the least amount in the NFL through that span. Also, along with 18 winning seasons, that is a lot more than the Niners. They've had 8 NFC West titles in that span. Most of it was due to the Legion of Boom and Russell Wilson. And 3 NFC title games, which all 3 of them they have won. 3 Super Bowl appearances and a Super Bowl ring. And on top of that, let's go over the head coaches and quarterbacks. They've had 4 different head coaches, and the Niners had 8. So they've had 8 different head coaches. Only 3 of them, or well, 2 of them have made them gotten them to a Super Bowl. And those those coaches are Mike Holmgren, who went to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 40, which was robbed. Still, I'm saying that to this day. Jim Almora, Pete Carroll, Super Bowl champion, and Mike McDonald now. And then let's move to the quarterbacks. They've had 12 different quarterbacks to complement in the name of the 12th man. They've had John Katana, Glenn Foley, Brock Hard, Matt Hasselbeck, Trent Dilfer, Seneca Wallace, Charlie Whitehorse, Travarius Jackson, Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion, Geno Smith, Drew Lock, and now Sam Darnold. Now let's that comparison. Just looking at that list that I had mentioned to y'all Nada fans, the 49ers have only had 195 wins in that span, while the Seahawks have had 227 wins. Which, if I'm looking at this right, if my math is correct, that is 34 more wins than you guys. 35 more wins than the San Francisco 49ers? And y'all saying you own us? Look it up, people. Look it up. I'm bringing you the facts right here. And also on top of that, I'm looking at the NFC West. They have more depth than you do. The Cardinals just got Josh Sweat. I still need to see what the Cardinals can do. Because like I've always said on the momentous amount of occasions, unless the Cardinals beat the Seahawks,
All right, Dad, get him. Go get him. Okay, now you got him right. Oh, man, they're really bad. I'm loving this.
I will not be sold on them until that happens. Probably said the same for the Niner fans, but got swept by them. Also, the Los Angeles Rams. They have more depth than you did, and arguably would have had a best trio in the league if they let Cooper Kupp go to Seattle. Then you have Seattle. The Seahawks have a lot of depth. They are probably highly likely going to be a good defense next year. We saw that defense in Seattle last year be absolutely good. I believe they ranked top 10 in red zone defense last year. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But also, I think the Seahawks have a better chance to compete with the Rams than the Niners do. Because Seahawks, the one differentiating thing I look at is their weapons, is the depth. I look at the depth. When you were with when the Niners win the Super Bowl, they were easily called the Avengers. You don't have that no more. So, the Nana fans, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say it as hard as I can. The 49ers need to be spot on in the draft if they're going to get back into the playoff contention this year. We look at the Niners right now. Brock Purdy might become the most overpaid quarterback in the league. We look at their offensive core. We ain't sure that they are going to do well with Brock Purdy, or Brock Parody, as I like to call him. Are we sure that Robert Saleh is going to fix this defense? Are we sure that the 49ers are going to make the playoffs next year? Are we sure that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC West? Because last time I checked, the Rams won the division more recently, and they have a better roster, which I'm not arguing that they're going to win the division again. Seattle's not that close to them, and I'm respectfully saying that. I'm not delusional like y'all 49er fans are clearly, and also along with Nate. I'm not as delusional as y'all are. I ain't delusional like that. I'm reading the facts. And right now, the Niners, they ain't nowhere close to making a playoff berth. And they have to get an A plus grade to get back in contention for a playoff spot. They got holes in their secondary, linebacker, defensive line, wide receiver, running back. So yeah, tight end, even though George Kittle's there, you need another guy to complement him, and offensive line. You're I'm looking at y'all right now. Are y'all in a secret rebuild? Is that what y'all are doing? Are y'all in a secret rebuild and y'all ain't willing to admit it? Is that what y'all are in? Because it's what it's looking kind of like to me. All the Niners in a secret rebuild? I'm not sure. But something to keep an eye on because y'all traded away Jordan Mason for a sixth?
Did you forget who I am? What have I done?
I mean, that man was easily worth a second or third round pick, if you ask me. And then you also trade Debo Samuel away that only had a down year because he Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey were both hurt. So if I'm the Niners, I'm a little shaking in my boots because y'all might be in a secret rebuild. Now, who knows? But Niners, you need to be spot on in the draft, and Purdy has to take off that billionaire suit and put on that suit of armor and turn into Iron Man because you need to do it if you're going to prove that you are going to get extended this offseason. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you guys think about the Niners? Do y'all think they're in a secret rebuild? Because I believe they are. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a big favor and smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.